Hello subscribers, I hope you guys are doing well. Today, we'll be reviewing the elusive Mattel Jurassic World Dominion Extreme Damage Quilmesaurus. I think I've seen this dinosaur name in an online source or a book, but I've never bothered to look much into it for some reason, and because of that, I didn't know whether this dinosaur was a carnivore or herbivore, or even a theropod or sauropod, but now that Mattel has released this figure, now that I know that it's a theropod, specifically an Abelosaurid, and it's fantastic that Mattel is making a lot of Abelosaurids, you would think that a company like Safari or PNSO would be doing that. Now, this Quilmesaurus is part of the Wave 2 of Extreme Damage figures, and they have not been cited in the US at all. And I kind of feared that this would happen based on the fact that the vast majority of the 2022 Jurassic World toys have been released, and that the Primal Attack and Dino Rivals Battle Damage figures never showed up in the United States either. So let's take a quick look at the packaging. You'll see it's got the beautiful fiery colors, showing that it's taking place at dawn or dusk. Then you've got the Rexy render on the left, and the Jurassic World Dominion logo and the Quilmesaurus name are in Japanese. I forgot to mention that I got this off of Amazon Japan, which is the easiest place you can find this figure. And on both sides of the packaging, you've got the Jurassic World Dominion logo in Japanese once again. And on the back, you've got a render of the Quilmesaurus and the two other Extreme Damage figures, the White Velociraptor, which I already have, and the Pyroraptor, which I do not have and I'm not going to get because I already have the one that comes with kilowatts, and I'm just not a huge fan of that sculpt. It's got some major proportional issues. So let's waste no time and see what this dinosaur has to offer. Here is the Quilmesaurus on the spin table, and surprising that Mattel went with this species, given that it's only known from leg bones, but I'm guessing that allows Mattel to be as creative as they want with their speculations. So this is one of the many obscure additions to the Mattel Jurassic World line, and I like what Mattel is doing, introducing the public to lesser known dinosaurs, but at the same time though, many of them do not look good. For example, the Siamosaurus, the Ichthyophanator, and the Miragaia look pretty bad, and some others like the Ampulosaurus and the Sungaripterus are just halfway decent at best. But fortunately, this Quilmesaurus is one of the better looking obscure species. In fact, I think it's one of the best ones that Mattel has ever done. And like they say, quality over quantity. I would much rather have 2 or even just 1 obscure species over 7 or 10 bad ones. Let's do some quick measurements with the flexible ruler. This Quilmesaurus is about 7.75 inches long from head to tail. As for height, it's about 2.5 inches tall at its hips and about 3 inches tall at the tip of its head. This figure would fit in the 1/27 scale, as Quilmesaurus is estimated to be around 17 feet, but it could still fit in the 1/18 scale as a smaller individual. Starting with the head sculpt, it looks very good, much like an Abelosaurid with the short skull and the fearsome look. The teeth are also kind of blunt, but it's not really that much of a problem to me. I'd say the head sculpt is overall the best detailing of the entire figure. You can see all of that crispy scalation. And then, going down the neck, you've got the musculature and the skin folds. Now there's 3 types of detailing on this figure. The underbelly is smooth, per usual with these Jurassic World dinosaurs. The middle part has this crispy scalation, which reminds me of the Safari Ltd Doug Watson sculpts. And the top, you've got the crocodilian-like osteoderms, which starts at the back of the skull and continues all the way down the tail. And I really like seeing Abelosaurids with osteoderms, even though not all of them may have had them. Then you've got the ridiculously tiny arms, which have the correct amount of digits. Then the legs are appropriately muscled, but the feet are unfortunately oversized, which is unacceptable given that Mattel has shown us many times that they're able to make bipedal dinosaurs stand without the use of oversized feet. Let's talk about the articulation. The tail can move, but I think that this type of tail articulation is pointless. There really isn't much you can do with posing. Both of the legs can also move, and they lock into place. The tiny arms are on a ball joint, as well as the neck. And being a carnivorous dinosaur, the jaw can move. So a good amount of articulation for a $10 figure. Moving on to the gimmick, since this is part of the $10 Extreme Damage assortment, it's going to have a button which reveals the wound. And as you can see, there is a rotating cylinder inside the body. I think that this is a pretty unique action feature, though it's not my favorite. I still think that the Battle Damage Spinosaurus has the best damage feature with that rubber flap. The paint job consists of a lime green on the underbelly, a darker green on the top, and red on the jaw. I really like this color scheme. The red jaw is a nice touch, and I like how the darker green and the lighter green contrast with each other. And also, look at this. The dorsal color actually continues down the tail. You see, Mattel, that wasn't so hard, but unfortunately, the hand claws and the toe claws are not painted. The plastic feels pretty durable. It doesn't feel thin or cheap, so this will definitely survive some rough play with children. Starting off with our comparisons, here are the other Abelisaurs from Mattel, the Carnotaurus, Majungasaurus, Scorpiovenator, and Rajasaurus. It's fantastic that Mattel is giving us a wide variety of Abelisaurs. The only one I'm missing is the Rugops. Here's the Quilmesaurus next to two of the dinosaur and human packs. Next, we have the Wave 2 Roar Strikers, the Liopleurodon, Megaraptor, and Iguanodon. Here is the massive action Ampulosaurus and the sound slashing Therizinosaurus. Next up, we have some other extreme damage dinosaurs. The Allosaurus and Quilmesaurus are definitely standouts. The upcoming Geniodectes and Atrociraptor Tiger also look very promising. Let's put the Quilmesaurus next to the Hammond Collection dinosaurs, the Velociraptor, Gallimimus, Triceratops, Ceratosaurus, Baryonyx, Parasaurolophus, and Tyrannosaurus. Here is the battle damaged Plesiosaurus, which is still my favorite figure from the main line. Let's also bring in the Legacy Collection Cosmoceratops. Now here's the Quilmesaurus next to the battle damaged Gasosaurus, another figure that was originally meant to be a Walmart exclusive. They're also both small green theropods. If this doesn't get released in the United States, I can see it becoming as rare as this Gasosaurus. If you see eBay listings for this figure, they are over $100, which is definitely not worth it in my opinion. Of course, the last comparison is going to be with the Collectae Xiphactinus and the Collectae Mini Xiphactinus. Well, there you have it everyone. This was my review on the Mattel Jurassic World Dominion Extreme Damage Quilmesaurus. I really like this figure. It's very neat. The satisfying color scheme, the nice detailing, and the amount of articulation makes this another strong offering from Mattel. It makes me even more excited for the upcoming Geniodectes and Atrociraptor Tiger, which looks fantastic from those images I've seen online. If you want to get this Quilmesaurus for yourself, get it off of Amazon Japan, as that's the cheapest place you could find it so far. It's about $30 in total. Just please don't be stupid enough to buy those $80 listings on eBay. Come on guys, I know you're smarter than that. So, will we ever see this in the United States? No one knows for sure. So, if I had to give this toy a rating, I would say he probably lands in the 8 to 8.5 out of 10 range. So, if you guys enjoyed this review, hit that like and subscribe button, and let me know in the comments section about what you think of this new dinosaur toy.